Sometimes you need a function to run once every 5 minutes, once an hour, once a day, whatever it is. If this is the case, you need to use cron jobs. And I'm going to show you how to do that using Vercel and Next.js. Let's do it. So doing this is very easy. Right here, I already have a Next.js project that's hosted on Vercel. If you want to know how to do that, watch this video right here. So once we're done with that, we're going to come to these docs right here, which is linked in the description below. And we're going to scroll down right here. And this is all we have to do. Add a file to our project called vercel.json. And then we copy this code right here and paste it in. And so now this is the path of where the API route is going to be. And then this is the schedule, which I'll show you how that works in a second. So first thing, we're going to set up this path. So we're going to come here to app. And we're going to create a new file called API, and we're going to call this test/route.ts. And so now our API is at /API/test. So we come here and we're going to change this to /API/test. And so now it's going to run whatever we have at this route right here. This schedule part right here is how often it's going to run. So if we copy this and we come over to these other docs, which is also linked in the description, and we scroll down, we go to this cron job validator, we paste this in, and we see that this is going to run every day at 5 a.m. One thing you also need to know is it's not going to be 5 a.m. your time. It's going to be 5 a.m. UTC time. So no matter where the server is located, this is always in UTC time. So if we scroll up a little bit, we can see how this works. So the first part is for minute, second part hour, month, day of month, day of week. So if we come in here and we go back to what they had and click submit, we see this is going to run every 10 minutes. So if you have the star with the slash and then a number, it's going to be every that. So if we get rid of this and then we move that /10 to right here, this is going to be every minute, every 10 hours. And if instead of this star right here, we put 5, now this is going to be at 5 minutes past the hour, every 10 minutes. So there's a lot of things you can do with this. What I would do if I were you is I'd go to ChatGPT and I would just say, write me a cron job expression for every 5 minutes or whatever it is that you want. And then it's going to generate this for you. And in order to double check, just copy this, come back to this Vercel website and then paste it in. Click submit, and then it will tell you this is going to run every 5 minutes. So let's get this code, come back to this, and we paste this in. And so now we need to set up this path. So we've already got this file, and we need to create a GET request. So we're going to say export async function GET, and then we're going to say request, which is of type next request. And then for now, we'll just say we'll log cron job ran at, and then we'll say new date. And then we're also going to return a new next response, and we'll just say cron ran, and then we'll say status 200. And so now the next time we deploy this to Vercel, it's going to set up so that every 5 minutes it's going to run this. However, I have the pro version of Vercel, so this is going to work for me. If we come over to these docs right here, we can see that on the hobby version, which is the free version, you get 2 cron jobs per account, and you can only do it once a day. If you're on the pro version, you can have a total of 40 cron jobs, and you can do unlimited per day. So if you have the hobby version, you're going to have to set this to once a day. If you have the pro version, you can do this every 5 minutes. So just to test this, to make sure this is going to do what we want, I'm going to come over here to Thunder Client, and I'm going to type in HTTP localhost 3000/API/test. And we're going to run this, and we can see that right here, it logged cron job ran at the time. So now we know that this API route is working correctly. I'm going to push this to Vercel, and then I'll show you in the logs that it's running every 5 minutes. All right, so I just pushed this to GitHub, and it's now updated on Vercel. So if we come to our project and we come over here to settings, and then we come over here to cron jobs, we can now see that every 5 minutes, it's going to call this route right here, which is our API/test. So while I wait for this to run a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how to make this more secure. So if we come to this link right here, which I have in the description, we scroll down here, and all we have to do is simply copy this code, come into here, paste this, and now we just need to create a cron secret, and add this in our .env file. So we're going to come over here, we're going to say .env.local, and we're going to create cron secret, and you can make this whatever you want. So if we come in our terminal and we say open SSL rand dash hex 16, it's going to randomly generate us a string, which we can just copy and paste right here. But you can set this to whatever you want. So now if some random person tries to make a GET request to our route that is actually on our website, it's not going to work. It's only going to work when Vercel makes this call. And so now we have to come back here and we have to go to settings and we come to environment variables. We come to this .env.local file. We copy this whole thing. We come in here and we just paste it right there. And then we save this. And so now we have to push this again. So also what I'm going to do, instead of just logging right here, I'm going to say return next response.json. And I'm going to say cron job ran plus new date. I'm actually going to say cron job ran at new date. And now I'm going to push this again. This is taking too long. So instead of 5 minutes, I'm going to set it to all stars, which is once a minute. And I'm going to push this again. And so now I'm just sitting right here. I'm in live mode. We're waiting. We'll see. Something hopefully is going to log soon. And we can see, boom, cron job ran right now. And if we come over here to past 30 minutes, we can see that this has been running every single minute. So there it is. If you learned something, subscribe. You want to learn some more? Watch this video right here. See you next time.